Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where I wanted to talk about Aphmau's LD ability, mainly the tactic switch buff that she grants to a character once you use her LD ability. So the tactic switch buff makes it so that after Aphmau acts, she grants the turn to the character that she chose. So for example, if per se I use Aphmau's LD ability on Yuna, the tactic switch buff, which lasts for 4 turns, makes it so that after Aphmau acts, Yuna will basically take Aphmau's place. So if we go ahead and click on Yuna, Yuna gets the buff, and then after Aphmau acts, you're going to see on the turn order that Aphmau, after she is done, Yuna all of a sudden jumps out of nowhere, and now it is Yuna's turn. And the nice thing about this is that this granted turn does not increase the turn count, and this can only be active for one character at a time. This buff can also not be extended, and this does not decrease during the burst mode. So as you can see, we can go ahead, we can do our moves and whatnot. The buff will decrease if Yuna does act. As you can see, for example, here, if we use her LD ability, you're going to notice that the buff does decrease by 1. So now it only has 3 actions left on the tactic switch buff. Now, this buff right here, or Aphmau's LD ability, is one of the reasons why a lot of the Japanese players, including myself, combined Sid Reigns with Aphmau, because with Aphmau's LD ability combined with Sid Reigns' entire kit, Sid Reigns' kit has it where you are able to basically make it so that you are able to launch everybody, but also at the same time, you're able to make it so that you can have basically everybody switched and put together into the turn order. So it doesn't matter where anybody is at, depending on which ability that you use, you can have everybody together. Everybody will be launched together. Sid Reigns will do his attacks at the end after everybody else attacks. And the good thing about this is that if Sid Reigns chooses Aphmau, and if Sid Reigns has the tactic switch buff active, once Aphmau acts, guess who comes next? Sid Reigns himself. And then if Sid Reigns continues to choose Aphmau, then the loop continues on, and it's going to be a complete 360 over and over until Aphmau is unable to grant Sid Reigns the tactic switch buff to him, and then the tactic switch buff runs out on Sid Reigns. That is one of the top reasons why some, or possibly a good amount of players, are pulling for Aphmau, because of that disgusting combination of Aphmau and Sid Reigns. And believe me, there's plenty of videos showcasing Aphmau and Sid Reigns together. There is a very good amount of videos showcasing these two together and the disgusting combinations of how these two characters play together.